Greetings, wonderful humans, and I say that because this video today is going to be all about AI, one of everyone's favorite subjects to talk about at the moment and so relevant. And specifically, I'm going to be talking all about Microsoft Security Copilot. This has been in the works for a while now. I think we first heard about it last year, maybe as a Inspire, I'm thinking, and it's still not generally available. It's still only in an invitation-only private preview, but I can't share anything about that, sadly. So I thought, how can I give you, all of my viewers, a little bit of an update on what Security Copilot is, what to expect from it? So I've taken a look at the Microsoft collateral on their website. I've taken some screenshots. I've done a bit of a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm working with what I'm allowed to work with. I'm going to give you an overview of what we know about Security Copilot so far. I'm going to show you what Microsoft have shown us, the wider public, and let's see what we make of it. Let's see if we can understand where this is going and appreciate where the value is going to be. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at Microsoft Security Copilot. So let's take a look at how the Microsoft Security Copilot system actually works. Security Copilot is based on a large language model. So what are large language models? Well, large language models, or LLMs, are very large deep learning models that are pre-trained on vast amounts of data. The underlying transformer is a set of neural networks. Sounds very Star Trek-y, doesn't it? So these neural networks that consist of an encoder and a decoder with self-attention capabilities. The encoder and decoder extract meanings from a sequence of text and understand the relationships between words and phrases in it. So Microsoft Security Copilot relies heavily on the large language model. And in conjunction with the LLM, it leverages the Microsoft Security Model and the Microsoft Security Suite of products. So what exactly is the Microsoft Security Model? Well, it's all based on Zero Trust, and Microsoft's Zero Trust security models integrate security, compliance, identity management, and networking solutions into a tightly woven, protective virtual mesh. Any access is explicitly verified, inspected for anomalies, and then monitored for risky or unusual behavior patterns. So now that we understand the core components of Security Copilot and what it leverages, how does it actually work? Well, it starts with a prompt, which is based on natural language, much the same as you would have in M365 Copilot, which I'm sure you're all well aware of by now. So a user, or an analyst more precisely in this scenario, would enter a prompt. The prompt talks to the Microsoft Security Model in relation to skills, threat intelligence, and makes use of over 65 trillion signals. It also references the relevant Microsoft security products such as Defender, Priva, Entra, Purview, Intune or Sentinel. The large language model comes into play as well, and the response is sent back. Absolutely fantastic. So here we can see all of the products surrounding Microsoft Security Copilot, and there are third-party products which can be integrated into Security Copilot too. You'll notice the colors here, and Microsoft Defender and Sentinel are in blue, so that to me sort of loosely references the security side of things. Priva and Purview are in yellow over on the right there, and that to me references the compliance side. And then we have identity represented at the bottom with Entra, and, well, devices really with Intune. So the three key takeaways of what Security Copilot is setting out to do are shown here on this slide. It's all about defending at machine speed, and it simplifies the complex with natural language prompts and easy reporting. It's going to catch what others miss with deeper understanding of events, and it's going to address that shortage of human talent by extending human expertise. But what does it actually look like? Now, I can't actually show you this because it's still only in early access private preview. I have had a look at it myself. I'm part of such a preview, but it's not general availability yet, and we don't know when it's going to be. So I can't share with you any of what I've been doing with it. However, I can share with you some of the collateral that Microsoft have on their own Security Copilot web page and try and distill that for you and tell a bit of a story with it. And what you're seeing here in this slide is the prompt that you will see from the main Microsoft Security Copilot page. This is the natural language prompt where you can ask anything about security or type / to get suggestions on how to get started. So here's a question that the Microsoft representative wrote in the video, and it was, can you summarize Sentinel incident 29088? Okay. So let's see what happened when that was entered. It checks the services that you're connected to. That's very important. So it's going to look to see if you have connectors to Sentinel, to Purview, to Entra, to Defender, and it will see what it can get from those services. And it returns any results that it can in the steps that it's able to do so. And here we can see that incident 29088 was in relation to a downloaded file from a malicious IP address, and it's described as a user downloading a file from a SAP system using an IP address known to be malicious. The incident has a severity of high and is currently in new status. The incident was first detected on a particular date and last updated on another date. The incident has one associated alert with the same title and description. The alert was generated on this particular date and has a tactic of exfiltration. There are 3 entities associated with the incident: one IP address, one host, one account. Please note that this is a summary of the available information and further investigation may be required. So that's a lot of information from a natural language prompt that has been entered. So next, our analyst here wants a bit more information. So he or she puts in another prompt, a natural language prompt saying, can you elaborate more on the entities? Security Copilot goes off and does its stuff. It chooses Microsoft Sentinel and gets incident entities. And here we go. Here's more information about the 3 entities associated with the particular incident. We can see more information about the IP address. It's known to be malicious. We can see more information about the host name, the FQDN, the OS family and version, when it was last seen, external IP, internal IP, antivirus status. This is important. It says it's not supported, so that is something that needs to be attended to for sure. The account, it's mscott@woodgrove.ms, the account name, the NT domain, UPN suffix, all sorts of amazing information, office location, job title, city. We're getting lots of good stuff here. And at the bottom of the prompt, we can see additional mail addresses, user principal names, and the fact that these entities are involved in the incident where the user downloaded a file from a SAP system using a malicious IP address. Our analyst wants even more information though, so they type in, you note that the IP address is malicious. Can you provide the reputation and more details about why it's malicious? So off it goes, and it returns with the IP address has a reputation score of 100, which classifies it as malicious. The following rules contribute to its malicious classification. Number 1, cyber threat intelligence, Cobalt Strike. So we get a description of the Cobalt Strike threat intelligence, the severity of it, and a link to more information about Cobalt Strike. Number 2, threat intelligence again, Silk Typhoon this time, description, Silk Typhoon again, the severity is 5, and a link to the Silk Typhoon threat descriptions. Number 3, ASN, description of this, infrastructure hosted by this ASN frequently exhibits suspicious behavior, severity in this case is 4, no link available, but these rules indicate that the IP address is associated with known cyber threat intelligence profiles and suspicious behavior. Our analyst wants to know even more, so they type in, tell me more about Cobalt Strike and Silk Typhoon. Okay, here we go, more information about both of those. Cobalt Strike is a commercial, full-featured penetration testing tool that allows an attacker to deploy an agent named Beacon on the victim's machine. Beacon includes a wealth of functionality to the attacker, including command, execution, keylogging, file transfer, SOX proxying, privilege escalation, and more. Wow, a lot of powerful and quite nasty stuff. It goes on to say it is often used by advanced persistent threat groups and cyber criminals for post-exploitation activities. Cobalt Strike has been observed in various cyber attacks, including those taking advantage of the Exchange server vulnerabilities, and it gives you a link to read more about that. Number 2, more information about Silk Typhoon or Hafnium. Silk Typhoon is a threat actor group that has been observed exploiting the Exchange server vulnerabilities. They are known for their sophisticated attacks and have targeted various organizations worldwide. Microsoft researchers have observed a steady increase in signals indicating exploitation by threat actors other than Silk Typhoon. Numerous other attackers have been seen adopting the exploit into their toolkits. And here we go, we have another link to read more about the activities of Silk Typhoon. Okay, we've got a lot of good information from that, but our analyst now wants to know what devices are associated with the user mentioned in the incident, and can you check if those devices are compliant? Also, our analyst wants this formatted as a table and a summary of the steps to make these devices compliant. And keep a note here that this is all in natural language. So, Security Copilot goes off to check the services you're connected to again and comes back with 3 rows and 6 columns with 3 devices. Here we go. Here are the devices associated with mscott@woodgrove.ms and their compliance status. And we've got additional notes below. To make these devices compliant, follow these steps. This is great. We're going to get some guidance on how to make the devices compliant. Number 1, remain in contact. Ensure the devices remain in contact with the Intune service. Devices that do not remain in contact may be considered non-compliant. Check the device's network connectivity and ensure it can communicate with the Intune service. Number 2, Defender for Endpoint, device risk. For the device, CPC, mscott, etc., etc., ensure that the required security level for device threat protection is met. This can be achieved by updating the device's security software, applying security patches, and ensuring that the device is protected against known threats. So, Defender for Endpoint needs to be absolutely sound on this device, and from a few slides ago you'll remember that the antivirus was not compatible, so it needs Defender for Endpoint basically is what it's saying there. And after addressing these issues, the devices should become compliant. Keep in mind that it may take some time for the compliance status to update in Intune, and you should always be aware of this in any Microsoft portal, Purview, Entra, Defender. Things can take a little bit of time to update in terms of what you're going to see there. We can expand that table that was extracted by Copilot here and get all the details of all the columns there, and we can see also on the right there's a column for is the device encrypted, and we can see 2 of these devices are not encrypted, one virtual machine and one cloud enterprise PC, so they need attending to in order to help get them compliant. That all being said, we want to hunt for more information, and the analyst will enter, can you hunt across Defender 365 and see if this user and all their emails are associated with any other alerts? Really sensible query to put in. We can't just assume that this is isolated. So off goes Security Copilot, chooses M365 Defender, and sets additional context. Let's see what we come back with. Security Copilot returns and says that I've hunted across Defender 365 for any alerts associated with the user mscott@woodgrove.ms and their emails, and here is the KQL query that I used, the Custo query language in this case, not the keyword query language that those familiar with eDiscovery will know all about. 2 KQLs, so annoying. Anyhow, I digress. So it's even giving you the KQL that was used here, and in the results, Security Copilot has found a total of 15 records, and here's the table with the results. And you can see this organized into columns. Some are populated, some are not. We can act on that and take appropriate action and then move on. And now our analyst wants some output from this, some useful output. So they ask Security Copilot to write a report based on this investigation. Lead with your assessment of the incident and supporting evidence for your conclusion with a confidence level. Conclude with a set of recommendations. And off goes Copilot again. And here comes the report, incident 29088 assessment, a summary. It tells you all about what's gone on in a brief summary. It reports in bullet point the entities involved and supporting evidence. It goes on with a confidence level section where it says, based on the available evidence, the confidence level in the assessment of this incident is high. We go into recommendations, which include, number 1, investigate the user's activities and the file downloaded from the malicious IP address to determine if any sensitive data was exfiltrated or if this user's account was compromised. Number 2, review the security policies and access controls for the user and their devices to ensure they are in line with the organization's security requirements. Number 3, implement additional monitoring and alerting for the user's account and associated devices to detect any potential malicious activities in the future. Number 4, educate the user on the risks associated with downloading files from untrusted sources and provide guidance on how to identify and avoid such threats. And finally, number 5, ensure that all devices associated with the user are compliant with the organization's security policies and have up-to-date security software and patches installed. Can you believe what we've gone through there? In natural language, responses are generated in a few seconds. This whole process has taken minutes. And if you think about an analyst doing this in the current way that they can now, without Security Copilot, that could potentially take hours, could take days. It's extraordinary how transformative this technology is going to be. Now, what we've seen so far is all within the main Security Copilot portal, which you can access at a particular URL. I'm actually so nervous about breaking NDR that I'm not even going to say what that URL is because I don't know if I'm allowed to. You probably all know it. But it's within one central portal. But you can leverage Copilot within the security technologies or services that you already have in the various different portals. So here we have the Defender 365 portal, defender.microsoft.com, and we can see an incident queue here. Now, if we click on to a particular incident and open it up, we get all the details, all the active alerts, the layout, the incident details, but you might notice something a bit different on the right-hand side here, and we can highlight that here. We have a Security Copilot flyout option, and we can see here details of this multi-stage attack. We can see recommended actions, we can see triage information, and so on and so forth. And much as within the main Security Copilot portal itself, you can type in requests here using natural language. As you can see here, we're in the Purview portal here, just as another example under policies within Microsoft Purview. And on our right-hand flyout Security Copilot panel, our analyst here has asked what content in the message was flagged as gifts and entertainment. Very interesting, cool stuff. So this Teams meeting transcript occurred between Nestor Wilk and Grady Archie with the subject about T1, and the Teams meeting was flagged by the gifts and entertainment and stock manipulation classifiers. So awesome stuff, classifiers coming into play here, I love it. In the context of the gifts and entertainment classifier, a summary of this message is, Nestor offers Grady free complimentary vacation on the company, which can constitute gifting in the workplace. You can see the value again here, how quickly this information can be interrogated and responded to using Security Copilot. We can also use it in Microsoft Defender for Cloud here. We can see that in the Azure portal, and our analyst has asked to see critical risks to publicly exposed resources, and it comes back. Security Copilot says 13 publicly exposed resources require attention, and we get all the details of that, and we can keep on asking questions in our natural language and get lots of amazing AI-generated responses. So there you go, powerful stuff. But let's wind this video up with some FAQs that I've taken directly from the Microsoft Security Copilot webpage once again, relating to Security Copilot. So what is Security Copilot? We've never actually described what it is. The answer here is that it's an AI security product that enables security professionals to respond to cyber threats quickly, process signals at machine speed, and access risk exposure in minutes. So you can already see the value there in that one sentence. Number two, how is Microsoft Security Copilot different from other AI security products? Good question. Not everyone's firmly embedded into the Microsoft ecosystem. People will be using other vendor-neutral products out there. So let's have a look. Security Copilot is the only security AI product that combines a specialized language model with security-specific capabilities from Microsoft. These capabilities incorporate a growing set of security-specific skills informed by Microsoft's unique global threat intelligence and more than 65 trillion daily signals. Okay, interesting stuff. Here's the key one. People want to know when they can get their hands on this. Is Microsoft Security Copilot generally available? No, not right now. There's currently an invitation-only early access program for Security Copilot, so you're encouraged here to contact your account representative to learn if you're eligible to participate and sign up for updates to learn when Security Copilot becomes generally available. And finally, does Microsoft Security Copilot work with other Microsoft security products? The answer to that is yes. Security Copilot works with other Microsoft security products, including but not limited to Microsoft Defender XDR, Sentinel, Intune, Entra, Purview, Defender for Cloud, and Defender for External Attack Surface Management. And Security Copilot uses data and signals from these products to generate customized guidance. And there you go. That's a quick overview of what we know so far about Security Copilot. And I must admit, having seen Microsoft 365 Copilot in action and using it in anger now for some time, I think this is definitely the next logical addition to the Copilot family. So this is going to be security analysts' dream in some ways, maybe not in others, because it might end up doing some analysts out of a job, but time will tell what happens there for sure. It's definitely going to be time saving. It's definitely going to enable responses to critical incidents in significantly quicker timescales, no doubt about that whatsoever. And that can only be a good thing for security. The all-important question, when can we expect to get our hands on it? It's still in private invitation preview only at the moment. There is no release date that I'm aware of just yet. If I were a betting person, I would say we might learn more about this in July, I'm going to think. Maybe it's around Inspire time, but could be wrong. Maybe it'll be before that. Maybe it'll be at the next Ignite, which there's usually one in the spring, isn't there? We'll find out, hopefully sooner rather than later, because I do know that the organizations that have played with this, that have tested it in anger, really like what it can do so far. And this is true of any of the Copilots so far, is really a very relevant phrase, because we've released these new AI tools and we've barely scratched the surface, and it's already incredible what they can do. There is only going to be more to come, so we can only keep watching this space. And you can be sure that on this channel, I will keep you up to date with all the developments. Right, let's wind up the video. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks to my members. Especially want to welcome my most recent new member, Connor, who has just joined the channel. Shout out to you, Connor, and we'll be getting in touch with you very soon to arrange your one-to-one that you are entitled to as a principal consultant member. Shout out to all the other members. So many names now. I'm so grateful for your support. I really am. But thank you for your continued support. You can support the channel too by clicking the join button. Please do hit subscribe as well, and hit that thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and click the notifications bell too. There you go. All the housekeeping is done. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to wish you a pleasant day, whatever you are doing, and I'll see you again very soon for another video. Take care. Bye-bye.